Hello, I'm Oral Gibbs, and welcome to Oral Gibbs Live. Well, I have a very interesting guest. You'll find out more about my guest, but I have to tell you about the sponsors. The Windward Islands Bank in Phillipsburg, in Cul-de-sac, and also in Simpson Bay. The Windward Islands Bank for all your banking needs. It's the Windward Islands Bank and GEBE, our local water and electricity company. GEBE, serving St. Martin for over 6 decades. And I'm Oral Gibbs here with you. And with me is Mr. Henri Brookson. Right, Henri, not Henry, right?
Henri. It's a French name, double name, in fact.
So you do it. How things?
Well, very good. First of all, of course, first thing first.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me to your radio and TV program. I feel very honored for this. Secondly, I would like to say hello to all the listeners and viewers on St. Martin.
All right. You have a very interesting organization. It's called Top Promotions.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
And the last time I had you here, you were speaking about this big event that's coming up in November, from November, 4th?
5th until the 12th of November, yes.
And it's what, Fête de la Cuisine?
Fête de la Cuisine, Feast in the Kitchen, and yeah, I'm all geared up for it, Mr. Gibbs. I will tell you, I have a dedicated crew, of consisting of Sion France and Edward Desk, and we are really working around the clock, to get this thing going. We want to offer St. Martin the best in the culinary field, and also our real intention is to make this fête something that is known in the region and beyond. An annual thing, hopefully attracting a lot of tourists to the island and thus supporting the economy of a beautiful St. Martin.
Well, you're back after a brief hiatus, right?
Yes. We have been out for 5 years, and this was due to Hurricane Irma and the COVID pandemic. So we are now all energized, not doing anything for 5 years. So we are putting our heart and soul in the program. And of course, we would like to have the full support of the people of St. Martin and beyond, Anguilla and so on, to come out to all the events that we're organizing. And because only together, we could make something great happen.
Now, this is a great event because I was looking at some of the commercials you had with the chefs.
Right.
And it sounds great, the food that they're going to be preparing.
Right. Well, for the viewers and listeners, I would say go to our Facebook page, St. Martin-Fête, and you will get all the information. We have videos made by the incoming chefs, where they express their gratitude that they're being invited to St. Martin, and they're showing dishes that they are going to prepare for their grand 7-course gala dinner at DV Hotel.
7 course.
7 course. And before that, starting at 6:30 p.m., we're going to start off with a grand cocktail tasting. We have 2 mixologists from New York, 2 really famous guys. Really, these aren't any little boys that are coming.
You will share the name? You will give us the names?
Well, that's the problem. There's so many names involved at the moment, but
you keep that a secret.
Yes, no, it's not a secret. But I would say go to our Facebook page, and they could read all about their backgrounds and their history and where they operate in New York.
All right. So then you have them already registered and so forth.
Right, they're all signed up. They're all coming in on the 6th of November.
All right, so Mr. Brookson, if you're going to send everyone to your Facebook page, this show's not going to last 57 minutes. It's going to last just about 10 minutes.
We'll see.
So I'll appreciate if you share some information here with me, because that's the objective of this program, and we just can't do it and just everything you mentioned is Facebook. We're going to be over in 10 minutes. Just bring another guest in.
Yes. I know. But, we have a good lineup of chefs coming in. We have 5 Michelin star chefs coming from Europe. And we also have one, René Klopp. He's coming from Curacao. He cooks at a very prestigious resort, Bar Oise in Curacao.
Yeah.
And he's coming over. And we also have Mr. Preston Clark, a tough chef, from New York, and he's coming to the island.
I didn't see anything from him, any video from him.
No, but you have to visit the Facebook page.
Okay.
He's got to be in.
Yeah.
In fact, Creston works at a low restaurant in New York, a very prestigious restaurant, and he also has a restaurant in Chicago.
There's a Dutch chef that said he just sold his restaurant.
Yes.
And
And he became, due to the COVID pandemic, he sold his restaurant, and now he's a private chef. This gentleman is very, very good. He prepared a dinner for the wedding of Princess Amalia,
Yeah.
then Princess Amalia and Willem Alexander. So there's not little boys that we're bringing in. Apart from that, we are having some top newspapers and journalist magazines coming to St. Martin. We have The Quote, which is a magazine that is read by by a lot of people, rich, wealthy people, and they always publish a list of the top 500 richest people in the Netherlands, and we also have The Art of Living, which is a high quality magazine that reports on all sections, living, cooking, sports cars, etc., etc. So what that concerns, St. Martin will be getting full exposure in the Netherlands and abroad. We also have the USA Today coming in. So, And it is all, as I said to you, our goal is to put St. Martin on the market, the world market, as the destination in the Caribbean.
Well, we are known for culinary
Yes.
destination, as a culinary destination, and
Right.
After Hurricane Irma, things got a little rough for us.
Right.
So it's good that you're back with Fête Cuisine
Yes.
to give this a boost again, because
Right.
when you look at some parts of the island, especially the French side,
Right.
you go to Marigot area
Right.
and the waterfront, it's still very depressing. There used to be a time when they had great restaurants there. So,
Right.
but with the Fête Cuisine, the main event will be at DV Hotel.
Yes, that's the main event at the Grand Gala dinner on Thursday, November the 10th, just before St. Martin's Day. So the next day people have the day off, so they could come down. As I said, we're going to start out with some grand cocktails mixed by the two famous mixologists from New York, from the Big Apple. And then afterwards is the 7-course dinner. And to top it off, people can digest the food in an after-dance party at DV. So it's all in a nice package, $180 per person, which is really nothing for such a great dinner party. And apart from that, our intention is to donate some funds of that evening, for to help the disabled. As you know, a few years ago, we had a big activity. We want to get our disabled persons engaged in sports. And due to Hurricane Irma, we lost 2 sports wheelchairs. We had a program going with Mr. Les Brown, to teach some disabled persons in our community to play wheelchair tennis. So we would like to have that program up and going again. And at the event, if people want to make a special donation, they can do that at the gala dinner.
So it's $180 per person.
$180 per person.
And you're getting cocktails and
Cocktails, everything is included. And apart from that, we're going to have a raffle, from free dinners at Calatua restaurant in Mullet Bay. So we're trying to make it as attractive as possible. And what I want to tell people is, if you really want to come out, don't wait until the next day, tomorrow, but go online, go to our Facebook page and register. There's information about payment that you could pay directly to our account at the RBC Bank, and then you show that you have your ticket. First come, first served. We have a limited seating of 140 persons.
Okay.
Yes. And it's a formal dinner, so come dressed formal.
I was just going to ask you about that.
Yes,
You're going to come in jeans
Yes,
and
we want to make it very special.
Yeah.
We have given people the opportunity to, there's not many events on St. Martin anymore, where you could come, as the old people used to say, tack down, you know, dress to impress, you know. So
coat and tie for men.
Coat and tie, yes.
Evening gowns for women.
Evening gown for women,
Great.
and they could flash their nice jewelry, you know, at that evening, you know. Great.
Yeah, yeah. There was a time when we had that in St. Martin. Now it's so rare.
Yeah, no, but you could remember in the old time days at Divi when they had a casino. You know, every St. Martin I used to go out on Saturday evening. My parents used to go. Before they go to the casino, they would have a nice dinner. You know, they all dressed up, have dinner, and then go to the casino and have an evening of fun. And then you had the Creole stars, you know, playing. Yeah. You know, so that was really nice. So we're trying to bring that back, you know, a little bit.
That's nice. So Brookson, now this 7-course dinner.
Yes.
These famous chefs that you bring here, they're going to prepare for that dinner?
Yes, they're going to prepare for that dinner, all 7 of that. And each customer will get a wine that fits by the course.
So there's going to be a kind of pairing with the...
Yes, pairing with the food, you know. We will have a sommelier who will be explaining also, you know, what the wine is, you know, so people get an idea, you know. So it's a richly filled program, if I may put it that way, you know. Yeah.
So, and I remember one time you had like an auction and so forth.
Right.
You're not going to have that this time.
Yes, we're going to have that, you know. We're going to have an auction of a painting, you know, from our artist Mosera, because we try to, you know, push our local artists, you know, also. And the proceeds of that will go towards, again, to the Be Able Foundation. That's the branch that falls under Top Promotion.
I smile when you say that, because you had an event and there was auction on the painting.
Yes.
And every time I bid on it, this other guy just continued going.
Rolled over you, yes.
and this American guy was sitting next to me, my wife.
Right.
He turns and say, "Let him go.
Yeah.
Don't push it."
Yeah.
I could never forget that, you know.
Right.
And he got the painting. That was all right.
Well, I would hope this time that when somebody goes over you, you push it, you go higher, and maybe they go over you.
I learned something from that guy. The guy was a very, very wealthy guy, actually. I don't know if you remember him, but after the show, I'll explain about him.
Okay.
He said, never do that. And I thought back about that.
Right.
It's so important because it doesn't make sense in a way. You know?
Right.
You want it so badly that then you're gonna have it. You know? So that's how we look at things. But again, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I have to go to a quick break. I think you got your phone on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back. Then you can turn off your phone, and then we can do a lot of things here. All right. So just hold on with us. We're gonna be right back. Please stay right in Oral Gibbs Live.
Hi people from St. Martin. My name is André van Doren. I am a Dutch master chef. Just before COVID, I sold my own Michelin-starred restaurant. I'm looking forward to visiting St. Martin again after 35 years, together with my culinary friends. At the Fête de la Cuisine, I will prepare one of my favorite signature dishes based on watermelon, pork belly and shrimp. I can't show you all the secrets yet, but if you would like to experience the whole dish, I would like to see you at the Fête de la Cuisine on the Friendly Island.
Hello, my name is Emiel Kwekkenboom. I'm the chef and owner of restaurant Joanne in Enschede. Now I'm going to prepare one of our signature dishes, poached halibut with Dutch smoked eel, really nice sauce of green curry and lemon verbena. It's a dish that has all the flavors that I'm also going to cook with you on St. Martin. So we're going to start with a fresh shallot of raw fennel and bergamot, like a sort of citrus from Asia. Then we have the sauce we make of the skin and the bones of the Dutch smoked eel, and we make it green with fresh lemon verbena and green curry. On there we put on the halibut, really nice white fish, poached, gently soft, and a really big piece of Dutch smoked eel. And then we're going to finish the finishing touch of the dish with a twirl of seaweed with also a little bit of lemon inside. Looking forward to seeing you in St. Martin and cooking a really nice dish for you.
My name is Joris Peters. I'm 42 years old. I'm the owner and chef of restaurant Aan de Zwet in Schipluiden, the Netherlands. I'm very honored that they asked me to join the Fête la Cuisine in Sint Maarten. One of my favorite ingredients to work with is fish. Sint Maarten is an island, so I really hope to see there more new things to work with. I'm here busy with a dish that I also prepare in the restaurant. It's made of tuna and kingfish. I add some strawberry to it, some sea banana and a vinegar of ginger. Well, this is a dish that I could prepare in Sint Maarten. I hope to see you soon in Sint Maarten and I'm really honored to visit your beautiful island. As you say, goeiedag.
Mr. Brookson, so there we saw 3 of the cabochons from you for Fête la Cuisine.
Yes.
Those are 3 of the Dutch chefs that are coming.
But again, we are not forgetting our local chefs, because on Tuesday, during the Wine and Beer and Fine Food Fest, which is going to take place at Koepekooi.
What date is that?
That is on Tuesday, the 8th of November.
Okay.
You know, we're going to have a big tent on the square. You know, it's a very beautiful location. And we have all companies like CC1, Caribbean Liquors, ILTT, Vin de France, Bacchus, and others. They will come and display their products there, you know. And we have companies with cheeses, with fine foods. So the public can come out and venture into that, starting at 6 p.m. That's when the public is invited. Before that, the exhibit is open for only professionals, meaning for chefs in the restaurants, sommeliers, waiters, you know, those that are really involved in the professional fields, but also for retailers, people who have shops and so on. They can all come out and, you know, interact with the providers of the wine and et cetera. Now, during that period, we will be having food and wine pairings. What we are doing is that we are inviting local chefs, you know, to make a dish, you know, and this dish will be presented to a group of 20 people. So we'll be having 20 seatings in front of the different restaurants at Port of Koepekooi. And then we have vendors of wine who would put 3 of their wines next to it. So those 20 people who are sitting in will taste the food, you know, taste the wines, and then we're having a moderator who will start a discussion and ask people now what they think about it, what they think about wine number 1. Does it pair very good with the food? Why not? Second wine, the same thing. And it's a kind of a learning process and tasting process. So that is going to be very interesting. So we hope that, and I would like to use this medium as an invitation to everybody, the personnel, for instance, from Cake House Bakery, people in the restaurants, the restaurateurs, to please come out. This is an afternoon for you. You know, you could come out, you could meet colleagues of your sector, you know, have a great interaction, because most of the time, chefs and so on, they're so busy, they don't know each other. You know, so now they could meet each other at the food fair, enjoy a good glass of wine, and you know, have an enjoyable afternoon, and they learn something also. Now from 6 p.m. on, the fair will be open for the public at large, you know, the early birds, so meaning the people who come early at the fair, they too can engage in a tasting, you know.
I'm going to ask you to hold that thought for a minute, because I want to go back a little bit there.
Okay.
You said earlier only 20 people for that.
For the seating.
Seating?
Yes.
That's it. So
no, but we're having different seatings.
Oh.
It's a lineup for the whole afternoon.
All
you
right.
know?
Now it's much clearer to me.
Right.
Okay.
No, because we're going to have different sessions consisting of 20 people.
Okay.
So we will have about 6 sessions, you know, and that meaning that 120 people can participate.
And so that's happening before this other event, which is more open to the public.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when we open for the public, we're going to have a few seatings also, but we can't continue to do this the whole night.
Right.
You know, because the restaurants that are there, they will have us. They are having specials, you know.
So you can buy from them.
Yes, we're having of the same evening. They're making a kind of a dine-around program where people could do tastings from all of the restaurants. So it's a quite interesting program.
So the part where you have this parent of 20 persons, and you said it's going to be a total
Right.
of probably 6 or 7.
Yes.
That runs from what time to what time?
That runs from 2:30 on until 6 p.m.
So 2:30 in the afternoon.
In the
until
afternoon, on 6 p.m. Yes.
And then at 6 p.m. is the.
Going to be open for the great public. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's the price? People are wondering for
Yes.
this one with the 20 for
Right.
groups of 20 then.
Okay. No, it's free. The group of people, 20 people that are participating, it's all free. And what they do have to do is to purchase an entrance ticket, which is costing $40. And for that, they will get a glass, you know, because you want to go around tasting wines from all these providers, you know, so that is included in the price. And for the public at 6 p.m., we have asked the chefs, all chefs will prepare bites, you know, so people can get 2 tasting of bites, you know, in the evening from the chefs. Of course, it is very difficult to plan, you know, for how many people. You know, we don't know how much to expect, but we have 7 chefs each making 100 bites, you know, for that evening. So, yeah, if you want to be in it, first come, first served. Eh?
That's also $40 or?
That's included in the $40.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is, again, the date for that one is
November the 8th.
the 8th.
Yes.
And the one at Dewey that you mentioned before is going to be on?
Thursday, November the 10th.
All right.
Now, in between on the Wednesday, we having also a spectacular event, which is the James Bond themed casino night.
Spectacular.
It's going to be spectacular, really, really. It's all is themed around James Bond. It's going to take place at Casino Royale at Maho. So what we are doing, we are inviting people again to come dressed, you know, tacked down like the days of the old casino, you know, also in with coat and tie, and the ladies in evening dress. And what we're going to do is that people who attend, the ladies will all get a boa, a scarf, you know, to make it look more elegant. And then in the casino, we will have a program set up. You know, we're going to have the mixologist from New York. They will be preparing cocktails, which are all free. We will have drinks available, and we're going to have live music, jazz, you know, and also we are having a group of local artists under the leadership of Indira Marlin with her group, dance group. She will be performing an act, you know, of Goldfinger, you know, the famous movie from James Bond. Before that, and that is going to be spectacular, we will have James Bond himself arriving in an open car with a set of beautiful ladies in the back, and the real James Bond is an impersonator, of course, but we're not going to make known now yet who that's going to be. But
you just killed the whole thing, man. You had to leave it like that. People come out, he'll have the whole St. Martin out there. No, we all know the impersonator, so.
Right. Well, you know, it's a famous person, you know, of...
famous where, St. Martin or from
St. Martin? Not famous St. Martin. I mean, to say... you don't know. I mean,
a politician?
No politician. Surely not.
Okay, it's
Yes.
pulling your leg.
Yes,
So that's James Bond night,
that's the James Bond night.
and that night again is the date is
The date is November the 9th, Wednesday.
what's the entrance fee?
The entrance fee is nothing.
Free,
Right.
but you got to come in your tuxedo, and you
Sorry?
got to come in your tuxedo, right?
Yes, you have to come in your tuxedo, tacked down nice, and for the best dressed couple, we have an interesting prize, you know, 2 airline tickets, you know, to Curacao, and we have, of course, some other prizes like free dinners, for the runner-ups.
Wow. Sounds really good.
Yes, no, really, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a fun evening, and, our people, of course, people like to come dressed to impress. So we hope together with everybody to make this a very interesting evening.
All right, so this event is from November 4th, right?
5th?
5th to November 12th.
The 12th, yes.
Right. So we've covered a number of days. What days are still available for the public?
Right. St. Martin's Day, national holiday.
Right.
We're going to be down at Calatua, that's the new beach restaurant on Mullet Bay. And Calatua is going to have a special dinner for that afternoon. People can come there and relax and enjoy. They're having different things like a fashion show, etc. We are going to be there with the chefs, with a whole group of people, from the chefs to the visiting journalists, and it's a kind of a relaxing afternoon. We want to reward the chefs, for their, activities during the week, because, they need to have some leisure time to enjoy St. Martin and St. Martin Beach.
So at this event now,
yes,
that's you're gonna pay as you go there. How's that work?
I'm gonna.
Everyone pay as you go. Or how's that?
Yes, everyone pays for themselves. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What they have to do though is make reservations at Calatua, but that can be found on our Facebook page also. So.
And this is from what time to what time, you said?
Well, it's from lunchtime, people can go at 11 a.m. in the morning until, the end of the afternoon, yes. So
yeah. That's a very beautiful beach, Mullet Bay Beach.
Oh, I love it. I grew up on that beach every Sunday when we were small after church. Our parents would take us down to that. My mother made chicken in the oven, baked macaroni, and we would play cricket and baseball with my father.
Yeah.
That was always fun at Mullet, yes.
I always say it's the most beautiful beach in St. Martin.
It is. But, what I would like to see more, Oral, is that people respect the beach. It's so unfortunate all the time to see the amount of rubbish that people leave there, after they enjoy the day at the beach. And what is sometimes very bad is that the noise pollution. Sometimes on one spot you have people with big music boxes blasting music, there are people who enjoy that. I know that people come to the beach to party, of course, but, maybe this is an advice to government. But when you went section off the beach, make sections, where the party people could be, and made sections where people could just sit and relax with no noise pollution.
But when you went to the beach, like you mentioned a while ago, to Mullet Bay Beach with your parents, you remember what year that was?
Oh, that was in 1960, from 1960 on.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
The reason I asked that question, the first time I ever went to Mullet Bay Beach was November of 1973. I can still remember.
Oh, yes?
I can't remember the day, but I can remember the month and the year.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful because I grew up on the beach in Phillipsburg.
Right.
But going to Mullet Bay,
yeah.
November 1973, and seeing that beach with all the grape trees and everything. Oh, it was beautiful.
No, it's fantastic. And as I said, we used to go every Sunday after church. My dad used to throw us all in the dump truck, and we would ride on to Mullet Bay.
Wow.
I do it every Sunday, because that's the day I take off, no activities. And I promise my wife, we will go every Sunday to Mullet Bay, and she enjoys it. We go there from like 9 in the morning until means whether there's a group of people that come there with their big boxes that blast us away, then we know it's time to quit. Yes.
I know it's unfortunate. I love, but it's really bad. I can't stand loud music.
Right.
And apparently we have a lot of people on the island who just love to play the music very loud. So.
Right. Oh, no, that's good. Yeah. I mean, keep reckon with people who are there. You don't come and you put your big sound system just 1 meter behind the people that are sitting there enjoying the beach.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, not nice.
Right.
Mr. Brooks, I'll tell you what, we have to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue speaking, and you can tell us more about this big event, all right?
Okay,
Right
great.
back. Go to this Distillers.
In order to know what you want out of life, you need to observe, listen, and try it yourself. Promises, we can make it. If we work together, that's just how it is. Let's stand strong, ooh, and serve the land. Working hard as one nation, yes we can. The more difficult it is to achieve, the more satisfying it is to make it. Just believe in us, we'll see you through it all. Oh, never give up. Oh, never give up. We can make it. Never forget those who were there for you. And if you dream big, you might just achieve it. The power to serve, standing for community. OGB got the power to serve, the power to serve. We got the energy. OGB.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/.
On the program is Mr. Henri Brookson. He's from Top Promotion. You're the president of the organization,
Yes, I'm
right?
the president and
And-
founder.
And you have some other board members along with you?
Yes, that is Edward Dest, and Sion France, who is a teacher at the Sundial School.
So together they make Top Promotions.
Yes. We have a small group, very active, and committed, yes, and very effective.
And you also mentioned the other foundation that deal with
That's
handicap.
the Be Able Foundation.
And how is that going so far? So good.
Yes, that is good, yeah.
All right, so now the Fête Cuisine.
Right?
We went through a number of days, and we're going to
Okay.
recap that
Yeah.
before we end the show. But you tell me during the break about some other events.
Yes, okay. We have two final events that I did not mention as yet. And one of them is a farewell dinner that we are hosting for the visiting delegation. Now, these chefs also want to try our cuisine, so we are taking them to Enoch's place, the bridge in Sandy Ground, and we have asked Enoch to prepare a real Caribbean dish, consisting of lobster, conch soup, we have boudin, we have Christophine, stuffed crabbacks, and now really delicious.
I'm getting hungry now, man.
Right. Enoch is one of the best,
Yeah.
So this dinner will be at the bridge, and it's going to start at 8 p.m. in the evening.
No pigtail soup.
No, we didn't have any pigtail soup included, but anyhow, the whole dinner will cost $90 per person.
So people can buy tickets for
People
that.
can, yes, people can. It's open to the public also. So we will be there with a group of chefs, our delegation, and there are seatings, space for people who can come out and be part of the event. So again, I would say, get in contact with the bridge, make your reservation, and make sure you have a seat.
Give us the date again. The date.
The date is Saturday, the 12th of November.
That's
Starting
just
at
after
8
St.
p.m.
Martin Day.
Yes,
after-
that's just right
yeah,
after
right.
St. Martin Day. So people can really indulge in that because they're having a long weekend starting Saturday evening, and the next day is St. Martin's Day, then you have Saturday, then you have Sunday. And that to close it off on Saturday, this is something really, you know, we don't forget our own people. What we're having on Saturday is a food and beverage competition in traditional drinks and beverages from St. Martin. We are having the food category. We are having sweet potato pudding, bread pudding, and carrot cake.
Wait a minute there, Mr. Brookson. Sweet potato pudding?
Sweet potato pudding.
Bread pudding?
Bread pudding.
And
also carrot cake.
wow, that sounds great, man.
Right. So people who are specialized in these three categories,
Yeah.
you know, they could bring their entry to the sundial school between 10 and 11 a.m. in the morning. And we will have our crew there to register them. What we are asking people is to punch a hole in the aluminum dish. They have to bring their product in a dish of 8 by 8 inch, you know, square. And our registration team will be there, register their entry, you know, and it has to be done between 10 and 11 a.m. in the morning. We are very sharp with that concerns, because if you're coming later than 11 a.m., we're not going to register you anymore, because we need to have time, you know, to get the judges to work. And we can't have that in the middle of judgment that someone walks in and says, yeah, I brought a potato pudding or a carrot cake. So we're going to be very strict on that.
Who's going to judge this now? These Dutch chefs or St. Martin people?
We have so far two, at least local people involved in the food business. One of them is Dino Yachtiani, our chef, you know, from the former Temptations restaurant. We have asked Claret Connor to be part of the judging team. Mr. George Grayo Jr., we have requested also to be on the team, and he will be involved in the judging of the beverage section, which I didn't mention as yet.
Yeah.
But in the beverage section, we also have 3 categories. You know, people could enter their guava berry, they could enter their lime punch, and they could enter their sorrel beverage. So that will be judged. And, you know, to make it a kind of neutral too, we will, and I know the chefs of the visiting chefs will enjoy that, because these are products that they don't know. And, you know, we will ask a few of them to be part of the team that will judge the products. Now, for
you have 2 teams, Mr. Brookson. You have one local team, and you have one foreign team.
Right.
And you can compare how they do it. I think that'll be interesting.
No, but we've got to put them all together. We'll put them all together, you know, and they will have a discussion between themselves.
So you get a better reference of one who doesn't know about it compared to one who is very familiar with it.
Yes, yes. And the interesting thing is that the winner of every category will get 100 labels from us mentioning best sweet potato pudding 2022. It will have on a logo on that, and this sticker he could put on his bottle. Let's say the winner of the lime punch, he could stick this label on his bottle, and when he sells it, or you know, people can see that he was the winner.
Or she was the winner.
Oh, she is the winner. Yeah, no, it's yeah. I don't make any want to make any distinction, but. So he will have the right also to reproduce this sticker as much as he wants, you know, for, and who knows, it could be the start of a big business venture.
Never know.
No, because I share this example, Mr. Gibbs. I don't know if you know the Kettle One vodka. It's a big thing, it's a spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, I know these people personally. One of them was my friend, Paul. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. But his grandfather started the business in a barn behind their house in the place of Schiedam in Holland. It was just like our people. Everybody in St. Martin knows how to make guava berry. But one day he decided to bottle his product and to sell it on a local market. And then he grew it and became a good factory. And you won't believe it, but a few years ago, they sold half of the shares to an American promoter,
Yeah.
and they got over 800 million for the shares of that company.
It's good.
So yeah, so who knows? Maybe something like that can happen here on our island too.
Definitely. So,
Yes.
so again, this event will be on November.
The 12th,
The 12th.
Saturday, and
That's the last day, right?
that's the last day, and that's the final day. And after that, I think I will be all burned out.
Where's it going to be at?
Sorry?
It's going to be at the Sundial School.
Yes, at the Sundial School, yes. Directly thereafter, we're going to have the prize-giving ceremony. And then in the evening, as I mentioned, we will have the farewell dinner at Enoch's Place, the bridge in Sandy Ground.
All right. So I want to go back on the cakes you mentioned. Bread pudding,
Yes,
carrot cake.
cake, yes,
And,
and sweet potato
sweet
pudding.
potato.
Yeah.
How come you didn't put a coconut tart in there?
Well, to start off, you could do different categories, right? So we wanted to limit it
Just the
because, yes, but for sure next year we will do something, because you have to vary your program. You can't come every year with bread pudding, sweet potato pudding. But next year we'll venture into the tart making.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that would be great. That would
Right,
be great.
right.
All right. And go ahead.
So you see our program lineup, we have everything involved. We have high dinners, starting with a welcome dinner at Holland House. We have our Grand Gala dinner, but we have things for our promoting our local people and our local products.
There's
So
something
there's
for everyone.
something for everyone.
So
Yes.
for every pocketbook.
Every pocketbook,
Yeah.
yes.
And the thing is that this whole event takes place from November 11th to November 12th.
No, from November.
I mean,
the
November
5th
5th. I want to say
to
November
to Saturday, November 12th.
Right,
yes,
right.
yes, yes.
And the thing is that a lot of people, sometimes they watch a program, they hear you speak about the whole event, but at the same time they say, well, I don't think I want to go out.
Yes, yes.
Why do you think they should come out to this event?
Right, right. No, well, listen, I'm here to motivate them, and what we do is I meet people and I said, I just say to them, I know you could make a good potato pudding. And they would look at me and they say, yeah, how you know that? I say, because I know that everybody on St. Martin can do it, and I encourage them. I said, okay, talk to your mother, because the old folks, they all know how to make sweet potato pudding, and they all know how to make sorrel. So if we all encourage each other and also see it as a fun thing, it can be great, because what we are going to do is, after the judging of the products, people that attend can sample all of the bread puddings and potato puddings and sorrel drinks, to as much as it lasts. So we will have a group of musicians, playing, to make things very nice, make it a nice cultural
Like
afternoon.
a string band, like
Yes, what we're gonna do is we're asking Jan Boujon, we're approaching him to ask him if he could be present, to come, with some nice background music and so on.
that'd be good.
Right.
Yeah, and you didn't mention the price for that thing with the tart and the drinks. So
For the Saturday event,
yeah,
it's free.
it's free.
It's free,
So
we're not.
they can just
ask-
come in, walk in, and eat up all the cakes and drinks they want.
Right, they want, yes, we're making a fair out of it, so yeah.
That's great, Mr. Brookson. That's really nice.
Right, no, we want people to come out to have a good time. It's a good way also of closing off the whole week, seeing seniors and you name it coming in, and having a nice afternoon.
You think that place can hold all the people when they hear the
Well,
buzz?
I hope so. I hope that the people really turn out in large numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, I'm here thinking that it's going to be a huge crowd.
Yes, you think so?
Oh yeah.
Well, I only hope so. Yes. So then
people
maybe the next year we'll have to keep it in
somewhere
Carnival
big.
Village.
Yeah, I'm telling you. When people hear carrot cake,
Yes.
And here, bread
Sweet
pudding,
potato
sweet
pudding.
potato pudding.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. Well, I only hope that so many people will participate, that we could have enough to share. But if you look at it from a promotional way, people, because we have a lot of people that cook and make money out of that. So it's a good way to promote your product too, that people know, oh, she makes carrot cake, I could place my order there for Christmas.
Right.
She makes, or he makes sweet potato pudding, fantastic. I have an address, and I want to mention it, is Mrs. Vance James. She makes the most excellent sweet potato pudding.
Yeah?
No, great. Yeah, great, yeah. So, and she's going to participate also in the competition. But most interesting is that our Minister of Culture, Mr. Rudolph Samuel, he will be there present to present the winners, with their prize. But he told me he will also enter with a guava berry, So, I will enter.
Guava berry?
Yes, with a guava berry liqueur. He says he's good at that. And I'm sure there are other people, high-ranking people that love to cook. Come out with your product.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Show your face. Let us have fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's a great event coming up from November 5th to November 12th.
Yes.
Yeah, and the big event for you will be the one at what, DV?
Well, all events are big, but the big event will be really the gala dinner, 7-course dinner, where we offer food lovers, the best of the best. 7 chefs that made up a nice dinner. You don't have to travel to Europe. We're bringing them here to you.
Yeah.
And, it was an interesting point. We had visitors in the past from Holland. And I asked them, I said, they say, well, the reason for coming, they say a part of loving the island, enjoying the sun and the beaches, they said, here we have 7 chefs from Holland that we could taste at one event. In Holland, we have to travel miles, to visit them.
Yeah.
And we have them here, all 7 on a platter, so, yeah.
And it's good because I used to think that Holland didn't have any good restaurants, and I was wrong. There's some very fine French restaurants in Holland.
Yes. Yeah, they have 2 or 3 Michelin star chefs. If you want to go dine by them, you have to register like 6 months in advance to be able to taste it.
And they're not that expensive either.
Well,
no. Basically, when you compare them to French restaurants in New York City, they're a good price.
Well, I know that Johnny Boo, for instance, is a 3-star chef, and he lives in the region where the family of my wife's are, so that one is easy accessible for us. But when you go there, it's really like 300 euros and up per person, So, you have to be a food lover.
Yeah, if you're not, you won't enjoy it.
Right. So people go there on special occasions, like if they're married 50 years, and they say, okay, let us treat ourselves to that. I have to mention one thing because I don't want to forget it. And the week after, on Saturday the 19th, we're having a spirit fair. With all the spirits, the brands, we're going to have that in the theater of Maho Casino. Our intention was to keep it on the 5th of November, but due to the fact that Mullet Bay was already booked, we wanted to do this in the convention center, and it didn't fit really good in with the program of Mullet Bay. We have decided to take it away, and we're going to do it a week after, so on November the 19th. So that spirit fair, people could attend it. We're going to have all the big brands, international brands, they're going to be present. And information on that we'll be giving more detailed in the days to come.
So when you say spirit, for people who don't know what that's alcohol.
Right, there's alcohol. We have brands like Johnny Walker, Grey Goose. The really top brands in the world. They will all be present. And we have CC1 is going to take part. Caribbean Liquors is going to take part. And yeah, those are the people going to be present, yes.
And this event on the 19th of November, you have to pay to go in, or?
Yes, it's going to be, you have to pay to visit, you know, and then from that on paying, and then you will have free tastings, you know, all brands will have their mixologists there, you know, making cocktails and so on. And these two famous guys from New York will also be present.
Okay.
Yes.
So that this you can come out and have a sample of all the different spirits.
Of all the different things, yes, yes.
Now, we've covered a lot of things, Mr. Brookson.
Yes.
And we're happy that you and your team at Top Promotions are doing this special event from November 5th to November 12th here in
Yes.
Fête Cuisine.
Uh-huh.
I hope I asked you everything that I had to ask you. Anything else you left out that you think
Yes,
is
of
important?
course. I would really like to mention the support that we're getting from the different suppliers, you know, who are participating. PDG, we have CC1, Caribbean Liquors, we're having Orco Bank is sponsoring us, and so on. So we are very grateful to them that they are supporting us. I know it's not easy in the business these days, you know, following the pandemic, but we can only survive if we get support. And especially mentioning the St. Martin Tourism Bureau that has supported our event, and also the French Tourist Bureau. They are all backing us, and we're very grateful for that. And that they acknowledge the importance, you know, of this event, which they have done in the past, and that they are continuing to do this year. So a big thank you to all of them. And again, I would like to ask the public to come out and support us. We need your support, and only together we could make a great happening out of this event. And also people in neighbor islands who want to come over and even participate in the bread pudding competition or guava berry competition, you're invited. You know, we are all neighbors, so a big invitation to you to take part also.
All right, so that's 8 days of activities from November 5th to November 12th.
Yes, yes, yes. So, yeah, we've taken a load on our backs, but we're working hard to make it a very successful event.
All right, and what surprised you most, Mr. Brookson, because you've been doing this for a long, long time?
Yes.
You had a 5-year hiatus, you're back now.
Right.
What surprised you now that you're reorganized and getting this movement again?
What surprises me?
Yeah, most.
Most?
But this is a different time. We had a pandemic, you know, we had all okay.
Well, what surprises the most sometimes is that, you know, some, you know, key people in the business, you know, of course, I know everybody is going through trying times, you know, but they don't really, you know, see the value, you know, of what we are doing, you know, and we don't get the support from them. You know, I understand, you know, that business is tight, but you have to realize, you know, what is important for the business and what is not important for the business. You understand? And I would have loved to have more support, you know, but from them. It's not any criticism, but sometimes, you know, people should think more out of the box and not look at who's organizing it, you know, but see why it's so important for the island, you know, to throw your support behind it.
Well, I have to tell you that you have our support. We're happy that you're doing it. I think it's great for St. Martin.
Right.
And anything that's good for St. Martin is good for all of us.
Exactly. And I want to finish with a quote from Mr. Richard Gibson, who was once Commissioner of Tourism. And he rightfully says, tourism is everybody's business. From the low man down to the top businessman, we all have to put our shoulders together to promote this island.
All right. You said Mr. Gibson?
Mr. Gibson Sr.
Richard. He was Minister of Finance.
Yeah, but before that, I think he was Minister of Tourism, yes, if I'm not mistaken. But those are very wise words that he said, you know?
Yeah.
And I wish that would be used, on every event, on big boards around the street. Tourism is everybody's business.
Definitely. Mr.
Yes.
Brookson, again, thank you, and thank you for your whole crew at Fête, at Top Promotions for Fête de Cuisine.
Exactly. And I want to thank you wholeheartedly for allowing me to be in your programs and for supporting our program. And I want to invite you as a special guest to our event on November the 9th.
All right. Thank you very much. And be with you. All right.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, you can. Your wife can come and enjoy a wonderful evening of dining.
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. And that's it for now. See you next time right here on Oral Gibbs Live. Until then, take care. Bye.